This is SoundOff, Louisiana's premier television sports show, coming to you from Sportsbook at L'Auberge Lake Charles. Here are the guys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
No shortage of topics or stories on this week's show. We got so much we might get Hobbs to just 10 seconds per soundbite.
We may
10
do
seconds
that.
per take. That's your time.
We may
and
do
we got
that
a clock
for
for one
Hobbs.
time.
Well, that would be up
That's
in
the
my
norm.
game against trying to get a word in with this guy.
I let him speak every week, guys. Y'all know
You
that,
do
okay?
let us speak. About
I let him speak every
2-second
week.
increments.
That's
Welcome
it.
in. We're SoundOff coming to you from the Sportsbook at L'Auberge. SoundOff,
Yes.
of course, presented to you by our friends at Lundy Law in Lake Charles. All right, a lot of the show's hot buttons on tonight's show deal with names. So let's throw out some. Nagel. Kerry Joseph.
Yeah.
Butte, that would
Yeah.
be Keishon Butte.
Yeah.
Mulkey Staley, right? Remember that
Yeah.
story from last week? And of course, Harbaugh and Belichick. Big Bill,
God.
still not employed. That's
No,
kind of surprising.
can't
All right, let's
believe it.
begin with the big lead. The NFL Championship Conference games played over the weekend. Flip a coin. They all had great storylines, but we're going to start out in the West Coast in the NFC with the Detroit Lions, everybody's feel-good story. Look,
49ers ought to be ashamed of themselves.
why? Because they knocked the
Because
Lions.
they beat the Lions.
They beat the Lions, and they
Shame
did.
on
You
them,
said
Scooter.
half of America,
Shame on them,
99% of America.
Maybe. Look.
The Lions deserve to get in that
Well,
game.
they've never been to a Super Bowl. We'll get into that in maybe Thursday's show. I don't know. But look,
And they got
that-
the coolest coach.
They do.
Okay.
I'm with Scooter on
Juggernaut,
that.
which is San Francisco. All
Yeah.
right. Juggernaut, which is San Francisco. But let me tell you, Detroit looked like the juggernaut in the first half.
They did.
Oh,
17-point
They did.
halftime
They
lead
did.
on the road.
Rick,
That's
that was-
impressive, guys.
And you know
That's
what?
impressive.
The thing is, when coaches coach these type games, you've got to know that once you start, Rick, you can't let up. You can't
I
let
don't
up.
know
there's,
that he let
there's
up.
no tomorrow. Oh, he did. Second half, he didn't play the same ball game, Scooter.
It went
he did.
for
Well,
them.
San Francisco
Campbell
up their
did.
game, too.
Yeah, but Dan kind of, he was going for the juggler. Okay?
Elephant in the room. Elephant in the room. Campbell, not as bad as Braden Staley with the Chargers, but all right, the fourth down calls, the gambles on fourth. I didn't have a problem in the first. I had a problem. I didn't have a problem with the early ones. I had a problem with the fourth down call. 4th and 2, kick the field goal.
Kick
go
the
up by
field goal.
6.
Okay.
What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree
He's-
with that. I
he's
agree
getting,
with
he's
that.
getting some grief over him,
Okay.
That I agree with.
But Rick, let me say this: getting grief over it or not, you got to feel the pulse of your team. You don't make that decision on what the analyticals or whatever tells
Right.
you. You get the pulse of your team.
I agree with that. I might as well leave. I'm
Well-
just going to agree with you.
Well, you're doing good. Your bites are in 10 seconds.
I'm just saying. So Scooter, keep me with that. I'm
No,
laughing
but
now.
you also have to look at the 49ers. They were coming on.
Yes,
I mean,
you do.
They were getting
But-
hot. You
but
need
Rick,
to slow that onslaught down.
Campbell's got to realize there's no tomorrow, dude. That's no tomorrow.
All right, so you agree with all the
Yes,
gambles?
yes.
Oh, you're a nut. You're a nut.
Call it what you want.
Kick the field goal, go up by 6. You
But
gotta
you
get
playing
smart
the
sometimes.
49ers, Rick.
And
you
they
playing
were
the
hot.
49ers.
They were on a roll. They
You-
were. They
you
were.
The
can't-
one I really disagreed with was the one that worked at the very end when they should have kicked the field goal to get within 7 and then the onside kick.
Yes. I
It
got you, yeah.
worked, and I
But that wasn't
understand
a fourth down, though. That wasn't a fourth down, though. I mean,
Yeah, it was.
No, I don't think it was a fourth down.
Yes,
But
it
here,
was.
here nor there,
Look.
his gambles are well placed. But again,
I'm
as
not-
Hobbs said, you gotta look at the situation and the state of your team. Kind of.
I'm with what he did because he was thinking about what was going on that sideline with those 11 guys to say, you know what, coach, come on. There's no tomorrow.
Right, look.
There's no tomorrow.
Look,
I love it when players always say, yeah, we liked it. Showed he had confidence in us. I want one of them someday to say, what was he thinking?
What was he thinking?
He screwed us.
No,
look,
they'll never
look,
say that.
I called it the little engine that could out of Detroit. The Lions, look, they were gashing them in the first.
Dude,
half.
they were
gashing with the runs.
I love
But
it.
this is San Francisco's defense, one of the best, if not the best, in the NFC. Then when they shut down that running game,
Rick, let
and
me
of
tell you
course
something.
the secondary started playing better.
Rick, let me tell you something.
Game change.
I still don't see San Francisco as this juggernaut.
Oh,
I don't. I really don't. I don't know
I don't know
why.
what
They've got a
games are
three-headed monster there.
I don't know
Scooter.
what games
Hey,
are
Frisco. They got a three-headed monster.
I know
They
that
do.
sounds foolish,
They have a
but I
three-headed
mean, they don't
monster.
look unbeatable to me.
no one's unbeatable. No, not doubt about
But
it.
they've
Baltimore proved that.
they've got a three-headed monster most teams don't have.
Like, give some credit to
They do.
Brock Purdy. I mean,
They do.
give this second-year guy credit. I mean, he has to rally him back against Green Bay. He rallies him back in 17 points. Now, granted, the Gibbs fumble really hurt the Lions' chances. I mean, they scored off that.
That was
the killer.
They took advantage. They took advantage.
Didn't it remind you know, because the Lions were this team, everybody wanted to do good.
Everybody
it's
scored.
never happened. Takes you back to the old Saints days. There would always be something like the bounce off the helmet reception. That was a killer.
That
and
was
then
a huge
what?
play.
Yeah, just a minute or two later, they get that gosh awful fumble.
The fumble, you're
that
right.
was the game right
That's
there.
a 14-point
those
swing.
two,
Look,
those two
No,
plays.
you're right. He's right.
This
He's
is
right.
me, guys.
A good 10-second
And
take,
that
by the
always
way,
used
Hobbs.
to
Good
happen.
10-second take.
What Campbell's got to realize and understand, this is a big game, guys. Maybe this is me. I would not have had a rookie carrying that ball. I would not
You're
have.
big on Gibbs.
I'm big on Gibbs.
He's
Hey,
speed,
Gibbs is
all
Gibbs.
the speed in the world.
Keep him in the open field.
He's not a rookie
I mean,
by
he's
now.
he's a rookie, Scooter. He's
Played
a
a
rookie.
whole
Look,
year.
my thing is this, guys. In that
Played
type
a
of
whole year.
don't you think you've got
Oh, you're right
veteran?
about that.
Don't you think you got veteran guys that's saying, "Let's get him"?
Well,
Let's,
I mean, David
guys, that's what this game
David
is all
Montgomery
about.
is a veteran, and he was
That's
a
what this
horse.
game is all about, y'all.
I still coach now. He's my favorite coach.
I like him too.
He'll learn. I mean,
like him
you know,
too.
it's a learning process.
But
I mean,
he's
he took
got-
them all the way to the
Rick,
NFC title
Well,
game.
I don't know about learning process. I mean, it sounds like he would do everything he did again.
Maybe.
Rick,
He did. He's not backing off. He's not backing off.
You had guys on the other side of the ball with Frisco that when you find a team come out the second half and make those adjustments, you've got to make adjustments too, Rick.
Talent.
You've
good
got to
point.
make adjustments too.
Cream rises.
You know.
Purdy, I don't care. I don't care what people say about Purdy. He looks like a young Joe Montana to me. Christian
Maybe
McCaffrey,
stretching.
Debo
Little bit.
Samuel, Ayuk, George Kittles, and let's
Yeah,
not forget
Rick,
the best left tackle in the game.
Rick,
The best left tackle in the game.
look, I'm
a
just
young
saying.
Joe Montana.
Well, Purdy, you got to give him credit. Game
lot of
managers
credit.
He did.
don't overcome 17
He did.
points.
The
They
Max
don't.
Bar and Grill at the National
I
Golf
agree.
Club in Westlake. They bring their A game every day at hot grilled prime steaks, burgers, fresh seafood fitting for us here in Louisiana, gourmet sandwiches and great po' boy, gumbo and some fantastic apps, tasty concoctions from the bar. It's all there. Wall-to-wall live sports at the Max.
If it's a story worth telling, it starts with Getaways specializing in me time. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Escapes to soak the day away. And rounds on a course designed by Tom Fazio. Start a story all your own at L'Auberge Lake Charles.
We're the attorneys Southwest Louisiana has known and trusted for decades. We fought relentlessly for our clients and won. We are proud to announce a new name based on our legacy of success. We are Lundy Law. The name may be new, but our team's commitment to pursuing justice for our clients has never been stronger. From personal injury and maritime cases to insurance claims, mass tort, and civil litigation, you can count on the experienced attorneys at Lundy Law.
His name was Cain. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. One day they found him.
All right, thanks for hanging with us at the Sports Bar at L'Auberge. It's crazy for conference championships. If you're going to be at the Sportsbook at L'Auberge for Super Bowl Sunday, start making your plans now, right? Make it here early.
better
'cause
now,
it's,
yeah.
It's going to be wild.
It's gonna be a big
Sound
game.
Off, presented by J&J Exterminating, also presented by Miller Lite. Great taste, only 96 calories. That would be Miller Lite. All right, coming up in the next segment, we'll talk McNeese Cowboys. They have the longest winning streak in basketball in the nation. Of course, our show production is
The
before the
nation.
Monday in the nation. In the
Our
nation.
nation.
We're talking
United
about
States
we're talking
of
about
America.
big. We're talking
United States of
about
America.
big, dude.
Of course, our show production is before
That
the
is
Monday
great,
night game
man.
against Northwestern. At home against Northwestern, they're already been. I'm gonna chalk it up to 14 straight.
Okay.
Anyway, we got more
Could be.
Cowboys, Cowboy
Could be, Rick.
basketball
Could
in
be.
the next segment. We'll talk about Brian Kelly. Finally, get the offensive staff
Yeah.
filled out. We got some stuff, and your boy, Keyshawn Butte, arrested for illegal
my
sports
boy.
betting. Your boy.
Knucklehead.
Oh my gosh.
Okay?
All right.
That's
Let's
all I
get
can
to
say.
the AFC
Knucklehead.
Championship side between the Chiefs and the Ravens. First ever postseason showdown between Mahomes and Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
We knew Mahomes was the second coming, if you will, behind Tom Brady and, yes, even behind Joe Montana. That's argumentative, I know. All right.
Yes, it is.
Lamar Jackson has been making hay and making his way. Guys, it was just awful. Awful performance.
You know, Rick, let me say this.
Awful performance by Lamar Jackson.
I
Blew me
will
away
agree,
how bad he was.
I will agree with you to a certain extent. Lamar Jackson, some of the calls, some of the plays, horrible. That pick in the Indian zone with triple coverage.
Awful.
Yeah.
Come on, Lamar.
3.
Overthrows,
But
underthrows.
You, as a coaching staff,
Kevin, he held the
You've gotta
ball
feel-
for an eternity.
That's coaching
Make
staff.
a decision or run.
let me tell you this, coaching staff. Look, you don't call plays that's going to make your quarterback hold the ball that long.
Of course not.
When 1, 2, 3, let's
I'm
get it
sure
out.
they weren't.
Let's get it out. Where did that come from?
He had nowhere to go with it.
But the thing is, though, you design plays that's 1, 2, 3.
All right.
You can't hold a ball for
Scooter's
5-step
boy.
drops.
Scooter's boy. Former Georgia
can't-
offensive coordinator Todd Monken. Your boy.
You
None of
can't
these
hold-
guys are my boys.
You can't hold a ball for that long, Rick.
Awful.
You
As
can't.
bad as Lamar Jackson was at quarterbacking, Monken got the game plan was completely
It was
off.
horrible,
He was
man.
outcoached.
It was
He
horrible.
and
I don't
Harbaugh
recall ever
was horrible.
meeting Todd Monken. but
He's your
my
boy.
It's your boy,
He's
Scooter.
from the SEC.
Man,
All right, what's your
horrible.
response? 10 seconds, counting down. What you got?
I agree. I agree, but I don't know if you can totally blame coaching. And
We're not totally
but
blaming coaching.
they seemed intent on that Lamar Jackson was going to beat them throwing.
Run,
Exactly.
throw,
They
throw,
almost
throw.
took his legs out of the game.
I know.
Scooter, you're so right, Scooter.
I was telling
And
I was telling
that's
Gidry
crazy.
before. I was telling Gidry, I picked up on a little stat. They led the Ravens led the league with an average of 32 rush attempts per game. Led the league. They ran it 18
About
times.
half of them were his.
But half of them were just ad lib.
Yeah.
So they maybe handed the ball off to a running back like 6 or 7 times.
Look.
that is unbelievable.
And you
Unbelievable.
And you in the biggest game, conference game, and you take his legs away from him, that's game planning.
Yeah.
That's coaching. I'm
That is.
sorry.
I agree
That's
with
not Lamar. That's coaching.
He didn't play well. You got to admit.
No,
Even
he
it was
didn't.
a bad game
No,
plan.
He
he
did.
did not.
He did. He
Look,
did.
Hobbs likes to go with the uniforms. I want to talk about Taylor Swift and the box and how it motivated.
Yeah.
But look, I mean, some of the stuff the Chiefs did before the game, during the game, it took Baltimore and that bully attitude out of the game.
I can see
Out of
what
the
you're
game.
saying.
What are you talking about before the game? You talking about Mahomes?
You're kicking Justin
Kicking?
Tucker
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, what is that Baltimore kicker doing down there
I
in the
don't
middle
know.
of the Chiefs
I have no
warm-up
clue.
anyway?
I don't know what he's doing.
Oh, no.
Where the
It's his
Chiefs can
field.
practice blocking kicks?
Yeah, it's
What?
good point.
You don't come to his field and do
Kelsey,
that. Shame on you.
Kelsey baited him, took the defense out of the, and the Ravens played dirty football, and they got flagged for it.
They
They
did.
played dirty,
Well,
and they
they-
played stupid.
Taunting.
Taunting.
That was
trying
the
to
dumbest
take
taunt.
Mahomes' head
I mean,
off.
that was textbook taunt.
Oh, no
It
doubt.
was.
You
It
know,
was.
I'm not big on calling taunting in
It
a
was.
game that big, but I mean,
But
you've got to.
You've got the leading rushing quarterback and some running backs in the league, and you take that away from him. That's crazy. That's coaching. I'm sorry. That is
Todd
coaching.
Monken.
Are you
John
going to
Harbaugh.
blame? Are you going to blame coaching for Flowers trying to reach across the goal line?
No, Scooter.
Let's talk
Every
about that.
coach, it's the dumbest play in sports. You know, it's my pet peeve.
Yeah.
I harp on it. He did it. He got burned. All you see is him on the sideline like this.
Rookie mistake.
I
Wanting to
guarantee
score.
you,
Wanting to score.
coaches do tell them
Oh, yeah.
not to do that.
And when he look at the
And
film,
it was second down, I think.
but wait, Scooter, it gets better. When you look at the film, if he don't put the ball out, if he keeps it in, he still scores.
Maybe.
He still scores.
The ironic,
he still scores.
The ironic karma
If
of
you
it,
look at it.
the guy he taunted, Snead,
Snead.
was the guy who knocked the ball out
Yeah.
at the half-yard line. How about that for irony?
Did he taunt him afterwards?
No, he wouldn't do. He was smarter
Because he plays for the Kansas City Chiefs.
He was too
All
smart to do that, Scooter.
let's shift gears. Let's talk about Brian Kelly. I finally got the offensive staff in play. All right, so as we talked about last week, odds are, Mr. Hobbs mentioned it, if it's taking this long, it's probably going to stay in-house. Joe Sloan and Cortez Hankton, co-offensive
And we-
coordinators,
Although
strong
there's
play
talk
caller.
now that some NFL teams may be looking to talk to Hankton.
Really?
Rasheed Morris asked about him
Really?
for the Atlanta Falcons. Now, he went with Zach Robinson from his old team, the Rams. But you're right.
Did that just develop, or was that?
So was it Kelly? I want to hang on to. He might be a rising star. Let him this co-coordinator thing for both of them, really.
Yeah,
I think it's a smart
and I'm
move.
not, well,
But I don't think that works.
I do
Rick.
too, and
I don't
I'm
think
not
that
normally-
co-coordinating. I don't think that works. I don't think that works, man. You got to have one guy. You got to
Well,
have
he
one guy.
gave them the title, but you know, in effect, that's what you had with Steve Ensminger and Joe Brady.
It worked. It won a national
But Scooter
championship.
explained it. Scooter explained it.
I got it.
You just said co-coordinators. I don't buy that. One guy's got to make the decision.
Of course.
I'm sorry. One guy's got to make it.
Ensminger called the plays, did he not?
Yes, he did.
In most
Yeah.
cases.
But
Yes.
with a lot of input.
Yes, Scooter.
Because they
Brady.
sat next to each other in the
That's
press
my
box.
point.
Why won't
Scooter
that
just
work?
explained. It'll work.
It can
It'll
work.
work.
You said it wouldn't work.
I'm saying when you use that title, I don't like that title. I don't like that title. But it worked with them. Yes, it did. It did. But I'm saying.
Sloan and Hankton, they worked
But
together
these
for a
two
couple
guys,
of
but
years.
these, but these two guys, not like the two guys that was there before. Okay.
How
Make
do
no
you
mistake
know?
now.
How do you
Well,
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, Sloan didn't do a bad job.
Brady
'Cause
right now will probably have a head coaching job come next year somewhere.
Jaden Daniels was a good quarterback the year before,
Yeah.
but Sloan developed him into a Heisman Trophy winner.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Hey, the
Let-
other big
let's
news
give
out of
him credit.
LSU has deep roots. Tulane tight end coach Slade Nagel is
Yeah.
now the tight ends coach for LSU.
Yes, yes.
Former McNeese,
Yes,
former Barb
McNeese.
quarterback, and he just keeps rising
Yeah.
up that coaching ladder. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know
and
why.
that's
I
great
don't know
news.
why I would see him as a tight end coach. I don't know why. I wouldn't.
Well, that's what he was at
Was he?
Tulane
I
up
don't know why
until
I'm
last
looking at
year.
him as a quarterback
And-
or a running back coach. I don't know why.
And
And
don't know why.
he might end up being tight end coach and special teams
yeah, that's right.
coordinator.
And think about this before we go to break. The former McNeese coach is now in Power 5.
Yeah.
Nagel, Lance Guidry at Miami, Rob Sale at Florida, Adam Henry, of course,
Adam Henry,
Indiana
yes.
in the NFL, Chris Hampton at Oregon, and Eamon Nagavi at Houston. We got to go, but think about that list. We'll be back
It
in a
is. That's
second.
pretty strong, Rick.
We're the attorneys Southwest Louisiana has known and trusted for decades. We fought relentlessly for our clients and won. We are proud to announce a new name based on our legacy of success. We are Lundy Law. The name may be new, but our team's commitment to pursuing justice for our clients has never been stronger. From personal injury and maritime cases to insurance claims, mass tort, and civil litigation, you can count on the experienced attorneys at Lundy Law.
Miller Lite has more taste and only one more calorie than Michelob Ultra.
All right, welcome back to the Sportsbook at LaBears. Let's get into
Yes.
this Keyshawn Butte story out of Baton Rouge. Arrested last week. Illegal sports betting, illegal underage sports betting. Of course, he was on the
That's
roster
what he
of
was
the New England
actually.
Patriots.
That's what he was actually arrested for.
Yes, underage.
Underage.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Now,
was only 20.
that's
But
right.
see-
Now, there's no evidence that he did any betting in the NFL as a member of the New England Patriots. Let's hope not. This goes back to his LSU days. All right.
Right.
Under 21,
Now,
he
let me
set
ask
up
this.
some bogus account to place bets.
He's
Apparently
21
did
now,
very
right?
well.
Yeah, he's 21.
This is what happens
now.
when you deal with the feds. They're not going to catch you when they don't have enough on you to get you at the right age. What do? They wait. They knew. They wait till he was 21.
What do you mean they wait
The
till he was
feds.
21?
The feds. He didn't do this when he was 21. He did this when he wasn't 21, Scooter.
I know.
But what do they have on him as a kid that's underage?
Well, why would they wait
Why not
till
wait?
he's 21?
21. I think you can get more on a kid at 21 than you can at 20,
No, that's 18.
18 or whatever. But I don't think. Well, why didn't they
What's-
do it back then when it happened?
what's disturbing-
Answer that. Why didn't they do it back then when it happened?
Maybe they didn't have the evidence, Kevin.
I think
don't
they
know.
had it. I think they waited to get more.
Yeah. What's disturbing is he bet on himself, according to the
Yeah,
reports,
yeah.
and he bet on LSU games.
Yeah. You can't do that,
They
man.
said
Come
at
on.
least 6 LSU games.
I mean,
at least, you know.
You can't do
now,
that.
if he bet against LSU, that's a different story.
well,
but
it's still disturbing.
it's
on
still
all-
disturbing.
it's still betting, Scooter.
But
It's still betting.
The crazy thing, the one they say where he bet on himself, it's a little
How do
bit
you-
silly because
how do
he's
you do that?
making all those prop bets for himself. I think it was
Catches.
65 or 85 and a touchdown cash. which was part of a bigger parlay. But that game, that Florida State game in the Superdome, that's the one everybody was saying. He just looked disconnected and uninterested in the offense.
20 yards in
That Florida State game in the
he had
Superdome.
like two
You know, look, you don't want
receptions.
anything happen to a guy who's a young fellow who's trying to make it. Now, look, he might be toxic to the NFL now. I don't know. He didn't. Hopefully, he didn't do any NFL betting.
Well, if he did in the NFL betting, it's automatic 1 year.
1 year.
If he
Calvin
bet
Ridley,
on,
he's gone.
if he bet on a Patriot game, he's banned for life.
Yeah.
All right, let's shift gears to the hardwood.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Legacy Center. Look, a little SoundOff show reunion there.
We was for the first
Saturdays
time, man.
for the UNO game.
We had
Got
the Hall of
Hobbs
Fame
there.
with us. We had the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame decided to show up.
Everybody's bringing him food, drinks,
Yeah,
and stuff.
you're holding court.
Scooter's in the house, guys. Scooter's here, y'all. You know. Wow, man. I was just privileged to sit next to him. Wow.
Again, our show
You
production
should be.
is before the Northwestern game. Let's not blow his head out. Still 10-second takes, by the way. Yeah. All right, one of the numbers, one of the stat lines that came out of that game against UNO.
Yeah.
52 to 18.
That's crazy. That's crazy,
The Cowboys
Rick.
went on a 52 to 18 run
That's crazy,
to
Rick.
bury
That's
the
crazy.
Privateers.
Yeah, first half.
mean-
First half was very competitive.
Very competitive.
Come out the second half, boom. Talk about
They-
game.
look,
I
the-
read it was the first game I'd been able to get to in person.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple on TV,
Right.
and I was already impressed with McNeese
As
as
well
a
you should,
team.
yeah.
What really
In person.
not impressed me so much as pleased me was all the fans there. And
Yeah.
Third
McNeese
sellout?
fans,
Fourth sellout?
McNeese fans hadn't had, but no, it wasn't just that they sold out. They were having a ball.
Oh,
They
no
were,
doubt.
Scooter.
And they hadn't had much to cheer about. Let's
It wasn't.
be honest.
Have you?
It proves
McNeese needed this
Oh, huge.
basketball season.
huge. This proves, without a doubt, if you win in this market, it will build and
Well,
they
we've
will
said
come.
that.
Let
We've
me-
said
if you
that
win.
all along.
Let me tell you.
But you got to win.
What's going to happen, like at the LSU games, that student section will probably get a sponsor, a corporate sponsor, to sponsor them. Mark my word, I said it right here. Kevin said it. Like at all the LSU games, student section, they have corporate sponsors that actually buy those things that they put up there, the posters and stuff and all that stuff.
Do they pay the students?
I didn't say that. That didn't come out my mouth.
No.
I didn't know. I'm not
Well,
saying that.
they
Scooter.
could. I mean, they're not.
Scooter. Let it go, Scooter. I'm just saying all the signs and stuff, that gets purchased. The banners and stuff, students don't buy that. A corporate sponsor buys all that stuff for them to use.
The only sign I saw was, "We love the Cowgirl Kickers."
That's a good sign. Look, Will Wade
Yeah.
continues to set that bar in the
Rick, it's a
expectation.
high
Listen
bar
to
he's
him
setting,
after
too.
every game. This game was not by far not their best game, but it's pretty doggone good offensively.
Come on
But
now.
he complained about all the lack of defensive rebounds.
Yeah.
UNO got, I don't know, 21 offensive points off
Yeah.
rebounds.
When
So
you
he's
win
gonna
a
find
game,
something.
when you win a game by 120, you got to find something
You got
to
to.
complain
You
about.
got to.
You do. It's too
know.
good, Scooter. You got to find
You got to
something.
keep those players
You got to keep that
hungry
head
and-
down. Got to keep
but
that head
these
down.
guys, Kevin, these guys have.
I mean,
they don't have chips. They have boulders
Rick-
on their shoulder because all of them were cast-offs. And they're coming in here still with something to prove, especially Shoemate.
Let me tell you
Look
the
what
most.
he's had to deal with the last 2 years.
Let me tell you the most impressive thing.
Let's tap the brakes on that angle. The whole-
Oh, no,
whole
it-
chip on shoulder.
No, no.
I've never
Let me-
liked it.
No,
I've
it's, I think
never liked
it's
that
legitimate for these guys.
Let me tell
It's
you the one
legitimate for
thing
these
Okay.
that teams that play McNeese worry about more than anything, and they have to have the strongest in the conference, in the Southland Conference, is the bench, Rick. There is not a stronger bench in the conference than McNeese's bench. I'm sorry. There isn't.
They got 3 guys.
McNeese bench can start at other places.
They can start for this team.
Well,
they got 3
well,
guys
yeah,
coming
I
off
mean,
the
yeah,
bench.
Rick,
They
what
got
I'm
3 guys
saying.
coming off the bench. All of them can score in double figures.
They
They've
can
got
start
5
for
guys
other
that can
teams,
score in double
man.
figures.
I mean, that is strong, man, when you got that kind of a bench.
If they keep some of the key guys, and you know who they are, out of foul trouble, especially some of their bigs, they're hard to beat.
Man,
They're hard. Now
hard
they
to
got a
beat
couple
is
more
not the
tests
word,
to go.
Rick.
We'll talk about it later in the
They
week.
do.
I
They got a
couldn't
couple
take
more
my eye off the UNO coach. Who did I tell you he reminded me of? The
did he remind-
comedian?
Wait a minute.
Is it
Farley.
Jim-
Chris Farley?
Chris Farley.
Chris
Chris
Farley?
Farley.
He reminded
Farley.
me of Chris Farley. He did not look like a
That's what Scooter be
basketball
watching,
coach.
okay, guys? That's what Scooter be watching.
Who
Oh, my God.
who dresses
I
that
don't know.
guy?
I don't know. He looked like a little frat guy, though.
Again, with the dress code and the unis. That's why we only give you 10 seconds, man.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. All right,
Yeah,
let's
it might
shift
be
it to
interesting.
Baton
Oh, my
Rouge.
goodness.
Look, we're playing catch up here. But
Look.
again, another mega matchup, national
That was the biggest game on
headline,
TV that night.
LSU women versus South Carolina women. It was
Look.
everything was built up to be.
I don't know if you guys saw
Great
it on
nail
ESPN, though. The viewing audience was bigger than the Pelicans game.
Oh, of course.
Well, I would guess.
I
would
mean,
think.
professional game.
Talking about NBA.
But I'm saying
NBA,
professional game, though. Wow.
I mean, great
dang.
game, great atmosphere. I know the king cake, all those ESPN people tearing up the king cake was stupid.
I want to
They
ask you
thought
guys a
it was
question.
pulled pork.
Apparently, yeah. We got to find this stupid
I want to
baby.
ask you guys a question. Rick Scooter, how much you think Coca-Cola paid Kim Mulkey to wear that Coca-Cola
Yeah,
down
they
strike?
promote it, I guess.
How much think they paid her?
It's all with this guy. It's
Words out there.
It's
Words out there.
confidential.
Words
It's all
out there.
with
What they
that.
paid her.
Great
Well, you
atmosphere.
know they have the Coke can and Saban and
He's done it
Brian
for years.
Kelly's
He's done it for
podium
years.
for years.
He's done it for years, Scooter.
Don't think that's
Saban.
that's
not a
haphazardly
problem.
We're running
done.
Yeah,
out
that's
of
not a problem,
time.
believe me.
6 out of 8 of the
Yes.
NFL vacancies are filled. Bill Belichick, Pete
Still
Carroll
hasn't been.
have not been
What's
called.
going on with
Bill
that, Rick?
Belichick.
What's going on with that, man? Wow.
What did we talk about 2 months ago? I raised the question. If the Saints were going to hire him, I say, no, you pass.
He's a
You pass.
has-been.
And it's coming true. Nobody wants Belichick. Too much control, too much living in the past. I don't know.
I don't know.
We're out of time. That's
Always.
Hobbs and Sarah. We'll see you down the road.
Thank you, guys.
Coming to you from the Sportsbook at LaBerge.
If it's a story worth telling, it starts with Getaways specializing in me time. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Escapes to soak the day away. And rounds on a course designed by Tom Fazio. Start a story all your own at LaBerge Lake Charles.
Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra.